the wonderful poet laureate named Deborah Deep Mouton. She's spoken word poet laureate. She's an author. She's done librettos for the opera. She's done all kinds of stuff. Wanted to do a choreo poem about the arc of my life. And I was like, are you sure? You want to know about me? Which is actually how it opens up. The actress comes on and sits down and makes a cup of coffee and goes, you want to know about me? So she took my words, which is beautiful. We did, and this was during COVID. It was funny you mentioned all this during COVID. Took my words. We did interviews, 3 years of interviews, as a matter of fact, and made it into this choreo poem, which is like a play, musicals, not musical, but dance, poetry, choreography thing, which was this arc of my life. And it was called Plumshuga, The Rise of Lauren Anderson. 40 shows at Stages Repertoire Theater, right here. And it was a hit. And it was me now telling the story of the 3 husbands, the guy that beat me up, ballet, drug addiction, and how I got out of how I rose through all that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That changed my life because I can be in recovery out loud.
Yeah.
And help a lot of people. So then I spoke at the count. So that changed recovery has changed my life in a big way, but being out loud, not screaming from the mountaintops, but everybody knows because everybody watched, as a dancer, I didn't realize how the whole company was watching me just hit bottom. And that behind the scenes, there was going to be this intervention on one side. And there were all these things that people were thinking, how do we help her?
Yeah.
How do we help her? While still shoving me back out there to be the thing. Or me going back out. They weren't shoving me.
Sure.
Allowing me to get out there and still be the ballerina. If I could keep that up, which I did as much as I could. But
yeah, I feel like, folks who want to support, oftentimes there's a certain degree of paralysis that I feel like that comes with, wanting to jump in, whether you're, a prima ballerina or, you are dad, you know what I mean?
Anybody.
It's just,
yeah.
You got, which is why on this podcast, like, I think it's important for folks who aren't even the ones who are directly in the eye of the storm to hear our stories, because folks who want to help us need to understand that, like, we're approachable, you know what I mean? So long as we have a space that is non-judgmental and is truly there to, to help. But I guess that
it can be scary though.
Yeah.
It can be scary to think, and the approach, and it's interesting, and it takes a lot of ego. You have to leave your ego at the door, and that's the hardest part because you want to help so badly.
Yeah.
But we can't do nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. We're not in control of that. All we can do is give the opportunity or the resources.
Yeah.
But the decision
comes
really,
from the person.
It has to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that moment of, as you probably know, that moment of surrender. Like I had my WTF moment with a crackhead on one side and people bleeding over. It literally took all of that. Like I had to be shaken, slapped.
Those moments are like like when you were recounting that moment for yourself, like I saw you back in that cell looking at all those people, around you. You don't forget. I as we were talking coming in, like I had that moment. I was like, I got to do something different here. Otherwise, like, and I knew exactly where I was and what I was,
But you don't even know what it is, but it's not what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah. I appreciate you guys listening to the Stacking Days podcast. I hope this episode added value to your recovery and wellness journey. Before we go our separate ways, let's connect on social. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Stacking Days or via the website www.stackingdays.com. By supporting the show, you can play a direct role in amplifying people of color in their pursuit of recovery. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe or hit the follow button. This way, you'll never miss an episode, all while playing an active part in creating the ecosystem where diverse voices and healing matter. This show is for the purpose of education and connection and is not a replacement for therapy or recovery care. For more information on the resources and support available, take a look at SAMHSA and some other resources shared in the description. Until we meet again, be well, one day at a time.